Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be going over the new canon novel, or book, I should say, Secrets of the Sith. Now, if you remember over a year ago, I created a plethora of different videos regarding the secrets of the Jedi. You can find those videos on my channel in a playlist called Luke's Point of View. Now, this one covers Palpatine's thoughts on many different things, just like the first book did, whereas it was Luke's point of view, now this time just Palpatine's, and it covers characters, events, time periods in Star Wars, weapons, and much more. Now, I'm still reading through it carefully, and one of the things that it talks about is this Aeon Engine. And now, I didn't really know that Palpatine knew about this Aeon Engine all that much, and if you don't remember what this is, then I'm going to briefly explain. If you've seen me play Vader Immortal 1, 2, and 3, then you may understand what the Aeon Engine is. The Aeon Engine is basically a way to bring back the dead to life, and of course, Vader was really after this machine. Now in the VR game, and I have a full playlist on my channel of all 3 playthroughs where you can see me swinging around in VR, and if you want I can link that down in the description below as well. Vader was after this machine that could bring back the dead, to bring back Padme of course. The machine was called the Aeon Engine, and to power it was called the Bright Star. This really special crystal that was extremely old, and it was found on Mustafar. Now there was this lady named Lady Corvax, and she was trying to bring back her husband way before the Galactic Empire, way before the prequels or anything like that. And at this point, Mustafar was a very lush, green, beautiful land. Anyway, she tried to bring her husband back, Mr. Corvax, I guess we can call him, and she planted the Bright Star in the Aeon Engine, and something went wrong. All of this energy released, and it turned Mustafar into this massive lava planet. Now, of course, fast forward to today, Vader understands that the Aeon Engine can bring back the dead. So through the game, you are playing this smuggler who is a direct descendant of Lady Corvax, and only a direct descendant of Lady Corvax that has the Lady Corvax bloodline can open the walls, open the doors that leads to the Bright Star. So at the end of the game, Vader finally gets the Bright Star, he gets the Aeon Engine, and just as he's about to restore Padme, bring her back from the dead, and you can actually see her silhouette forming, you come in as a smuggler and you stab it with a lightsaber, and the whole thing explodes. And through its explosion, Mustafar starts to return to normal very slowly. It's probably going to take decades, maybe even more than that, maybe even centuries, but it'll start to return to normal. And this is why in The Rise of Skywalker, we see Mustafar having some trees and having a barren wasteland. It's not just all lava anymore. So that's the reason behind that. But anyways, in the book, Palpatine is actually talking about this machine, the Aeon Engine. And I'm going to read from it and then we can talk about it, because I think this is possibly how they can bring back Palpatine once again, which I really hope they do not. They can also bring back Ben Solo, which I really hope they do. So Palpatine goes on to say this about the Aeon Engine. He says, during his time on Mustafar, Lord Vader learned of a device designed to bridge the gap between life and death, the Aeon Engine. The cost of activating the Aeon Engine was steep, draining the life energies from Mustafar and those who dwelled there. But to obtain true dominion over death, any price is worth paying. The engine and the ancient crystals that powered it were destroyed before Vader could explore their full potential. But if such a device could be recreated, it would undoubtedly prove useful in the hands of a Sith. So obviously right there, I really feel like they are maybe alluding to the fact that someone, a Sith cultist, that Palpatine had, thousands of them, is going to recreate this device, this Aeon Engine, and essentially bring back the dead. So expect Palpatine to come back for a 3rd time now. I really don't want to see that, of course. As cool as it would be for Palpatine to keep coming back, I just think it would really undermine the plots going forwards. But to bring back Ben Solo, I think would be pretty sweet. Now, of course, if you ask me, you guys know my thoughts on the sequels. I thought they were poorly handled, but Kylo Ren is my top 5 character in all of canon and legends. I think he is super cool, and I really feel like we only got started to see his overall story and to really just scratch the surface on, who Kylo Ren and Ben Solo is and his overall powers and abilities. That being said, if a Sith cultist, which is being alluded here, some sort of a Sith, gets their hands on recreating this machine, it would definitely prove to bring back the dead. Now, who else could we bring back? Well, we could bring back a lot of people. We could bring back Luke. We could bring back Anakin. We could bring back Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon, anybody, essentially. And this is the problem that I have with Star Wars today, is that it almost seems like you can kind of just bring back anyone, and that really undermines people's deaths. It's almost like a comic book at this point. It's almost like Marvel, you know, deaths don't really matter at this point. And even as a Jedi, you know, something that The Last Jedi showed was when you die and you become a Force ghost, you become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Literally, though. I mean, it's not really supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be able to shoot lightning from the sky, manipulate the weather, you know, lift an X-Wing, and do all this stuff that you couldn't do as a mortal, as a human, but now you can do that you're dead. So basically, you know, just why don't you become a Force ghost, and then you can become extremely powerful. So it kind of undermines living, because, you know, if you die, then, well, no big deal. You just kind of restart and you're more powerful than when you began. So my thoughts when I was reading this was like, oh damn, okay, cool. So Palpatine could possibly come back. But then I'm like, do I really want to see that? You know, I feel like they missed the opportunity to bring him back, you know, in the flesh, in a young version of himself, and really cause some mayhem. I think that would have been really sweet. And for Ben Solo's death, I feel like they could bring back the heir to the throne, which probably in this case could be Ben Solo. Of course, it's going to be Rey because she's a Palpatine, but the next best thing would be Ben. But if we go even a step beyond that, they could bring back anybody. With the ability to bring back those who have died, it really opens up so many different possibilities. And if they even want to go into the realm of multiverses, we have that option too, if they want to create some sort of a what-if scenario for Star Wars. Now, as for Palpatine talking about this, it makes me wonder if in the sequels, they're going to write something that he was trying to create the Aeon Engine in case he were to die again. And this would be his like second contingency plan, where he would just, you know, oops, if I die, you know, just bring me back. Now, I'm sure that at least a few of the Sith cultists are still out there somewhere. Maybe they were sent on a mission to the further areas of the unknown regions, and when they returned, they kind of saw, oh, everyone's dead and destroyed. So what are we going to do now? Well, I guess we gotta better go to the Aeon Engine and bring him back. So I think, you know, I'm on the fence about it. Would I want to see it? Sure, why not? I'll see it, but will I think it's super cool and creative? No. I don't think so. That being said, this is my thoughts on Palpatine's thoughts on the Aeon Engine, and explaining it to you guys a little bit for those of you who didn't know, and those of you who do remember the Aeon Engine in the Vader Immortal game. Go play that game if you have an Oculus. It is one of the coolest games and really, really sweet story, and it's very, very immersive. Like, I was just remembering when I was sitting in the tomb of Mr. Korvax, and literally just sitting down, and I was just, you know, observing the area around me, you know, playing with the lightsaber, and the music was really nice and chill. I just spent, you know, some hours in there actually sometimes. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vid. Let me know what you think of the Aeon Engine, and if they're going to bring back anyone from the dead in episode 10, 11, 12, or some spin-off show, or whatever they plan to do going forwards with the sequels, because I'm sure they're going to keep it going. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.